Welcome to loops in C language. Looping, repetition, iteration in C language. So we discussed in the last session also what are the looping related control structures that are supported by the C language. The first among them is the while statement. While statement. So the general syntax of while statement is like this: while expression statement 1. That means while the value of this expression is true, or as long as the value of this expression is true, this statement will be executed. So this statement will be executed until the value of the expression becomes false. In C language, anything other than 0 is true. So while this expression is true, execute this statement. That is the general syntax of the while. So similarly, you have do while statement. The difference is the expression, while expression is at the end. Here you can see while expression statement 1, here do statement 1, while expression. That means do the statement as long as the value of the expression is true. But the difference between while and do while is, in the case of while, this statement is executed only if the value of the expression is true. That means if the initially at the beginning, if the value of this expression is false, then the statement will not be executed. Whereas here, this statement will be executed at least once, because after executing the statement, we are evaluating the condition. So that is the difference between the do while and while. Generally we use while statement. We don't have to use this do while statement. So while statement we are going to use. Again, this statement can be a simple statement or compound statement. For statement, the most commonly used looping statement is for loop. The general syntax is like this: for, within the parenthesis, expression 1, expression 2, expression 3 separated by the semicolons, and then here statement. So it works like this. First expression 1 is evaluated. Then expression 2 is evaluated. Expression 1 is evaluated. Expression 2 is evaluated. If the value of this expression 2 is true, then the statement is executed. If the value of this expression 2 is false, this statement will not be executed. The control will go out of the loop. So if the value of the expression 2 is true, then the statement is executed. After executing the statement, expression 3 is evaluated. So what is the order? Expression 1, expression 2, statement, and then expression 3. But it is also a loop. So as long as this expression 2 is true, so this expression 2 followed by statement 1, expression 3 followed by expression 2, that process repeats. That means expression 1 is evaluated, expression 2 is evaluated, statement is executed. So after that expression 3 is evaluated, and then expression 2 is evaluated again. If this is true, again statement is executed, again expression 3 is evaluated, again expression 2 is evaluated, again if it is true, statement will be executed. So this process repeats. Usually we use the for loop when we want to execute certain statements a fixed number of times, 10 times, 20 times, like that, we go with the for loop. But it is more general, and even if you don't know how many times the statements are to be executed, still you can make use of for statement. The for statement can be converted to while statement, and while statement can be converted to the for statement. So if you consider this one, for expression 1, expression 2, expression 3 statement, so that can be converted like this: expression 1, write it before the loop, while expression 2 is true, statement 1 is executed, after that expression 3 is evaluated, and then again expression 2 is evaluated. If it is true, again statement 1 is executed, and then expression 3 is executed, like this. Okay. for loop can be converted to a while loop can be converted to a for loop. So generally for statement is used when some statements are to be executed fixed number of times. One or more of the expressions in the for loop can be omitted, but semicolons are necessary. So we'll consider some programming examples to illustrate this one. And the first expression one is generally initialization. First expression one is generally for initialization. The third expression, that is expression 3, is either incrementation or decrementation. Expression 2 is actually condition checking. Expression 2 is actually condition checking. And the loops can be nested. Next, break statement. It's not a loop actually, break statement, but it's closely associated with the loops also. So as the name indicates, it is used to break the normal flow of control of the program. So break means, so break is generally used to terminate the loop or to exit from the switch statement, which comes under conditional statement that we'll study. But to terminate the loop, break statement is executed. So general syntax is just break followed by semicolon. When break statement is executed, control is transferred to out of the loop. That means whenever you want to go out of the loop, you can make use of break statement. Of course, you can have some conditions. Based on the conditions, you can do it. But break statement is used to take the control out of the loop. Remember, if statement is not a loop. If statement is not a loop, that point we'll discuss as part of programming also. Continue statement, similar to break statement, you have what is called a continue statement. Continue statement is used to bypass the remaining statements of the loop. Continue statement is used to bypass. That means some statements will not be executed. Something like a bypass to a city. So bypass means, say S1 is there, S2 is there, continue is there, S3, S4 is there. In that case, S1 is executed, S2 is executed, continue is executed. Because continue is used to bypass the loop, S3 and S4 are not executed. Again, we will go back and check the conditions. The general syntax is just continue followed by semicolon. This is one example, simple example. Okay, here you can see value is less than 0, continue. That means this adds only positive values. You are reading the value, and if the value is less than 0, you are executing continue. That means you are bypassing the statement. What is the statement that is bypassed? Sum equal to sum plus value. That statement is bypassed. So it will not go out of the loop. But you will actually don't execute this statement and again go and check this condition. If it is break statement, then so you will not be executing this statement. Also, control will go here. Control will not go and check again this expression. So control, if this is a break statement, control will go out of the loop here. And there is also one operator, special operator called as comma operator, that is associated with the for statement generally. So you can have more than one expressions, more than one initial expression, more than one condition, more than one incrementation, decrementation. Here you can see this expression 1 and expression 2, both are initializations, but they are separated by the commas. And the comma operator is left to right associative. That means if you consider this like this, if I equal to 1, I equal to 2, I equal to 3, they are separated by commas. So this is all initialization. So initially I get the value of 1 because it is left to right, I equal to 1, and then I get the value of 2, I get the value of 3. That means initially I get the value of 3, and then this expression 2 is evaluated. Left to right. Go to statement. So go to statement is used to go to any other statement which has this label, So go to label. So whenever go to is executed, wherever this label is placed, control will go to that statement. Here you can see whatever the statement you want to execute, the same label you have to write followed by colon followed by the target statement to be executed. Go to label means control will go to this statement and that statement will be executed. So this is regarding the loops. So what are the loops? You have while loop, do while loop, and then for loop, and then for loop. We also discussed about break and continue. We also discussed about break and continue. Thank you very much.